Hey guys, what's up? It's Chris, and yes, I am in my bed right now, laying around doing my thing. It is a Saturday morning. I decided to do a Saturday morning video, because I never do this. I want to try to do it and see, how well it does or doesn't do. But anyway, I watched The Amazing Spider-Man 2 last night, and I have a review of sorts, but I don't want to worry about spoilers, so I'm just going to spoil the entire thing. So if you don't want to see spoilers, go away now. Run. If you're here because you want to know about what's after the credits in the movie, there is a scene from X-Men Days of Future Past. Nothing from freaking Spider-Man, which is stupid! If you're going to go see Spider-Man, you were probably going to go see X-Men Days of Future Past anyway. You just were. They don't need to advertise that movie in another movie. You don't need to do that. I did hear, however, that there, and I saw, there's clips of it, I'll put it down below. There was a scene planned where you find out, again, this is a spoiler if you have not seen the movie yet, but you find out that Norman Osborn is still alive, but it feels like they put his consciousness into a machine, which is actually kind of cool. So yeah, you're gonna get more into that. That scene is probably relevant because they're probably gonna use it at some point in the next movie. But the next movie is probably gonna be a Sinister Six, which is kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. Here's the thing: my problem with this movie was this. It felt like the motivations for the villains were very, very, very poor and super rushed. Super duper rushed. I had a really big problem with Electro, because Electro was this pathetic, sad guy who, didn't have any friends and had to, kind of create his own world in his mind. Where, I have friends who give me birthday cards, blah, 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 I'm having a party, exclusive club, but you can't come because the guest list is closed. Sorry, Gwen. This happened in the movie. Yeah. It was super sad. He was, a sad, pathetic loser guy. And, okay, you know what? That's cool. I empathize with him. I feel bad about his life. And then he becomes Electro, and seemingly out of nowhere, he's evil. At first, he was this really big Spider-Man obsessive fan. And to me, if you're going to bring a character like that to the screen where they're obsessed with Spider-Man, he needs to still be a fan of Spider-Man even after he becomes a villain. Because it seemed like he's oh, Spider-Man lied to me, and Spider-Man's trying to help me, and Spider-Man did this, and then now I hate Spider-Man, now I want Spider-Man to die, and now I want the world to be without Spider-Man. And that didn't make any sense. Spider-Man didn't do anything that bad to make him lose his entire fanfare. If you're that obsessive of a fan, you're not going to drop your entire love of this person over one encounter. Even if you are neurotic, even if you are unbalanced, which Electro clearly was. He just went from 0 to 100 too quickly. And that was the problem with Harry Osborn too. Harry Osborn went 0 to 100 way too quickly. It was all of a sudden, oh man, I hate Spider-Man. I hate Peter Parker. I hate you. It just jumped way too quickly. Way too quickly. There was no pacing in the development of the hate. And I do not want to love hate. But if you're going to do it in this movie, you need to pace it so I believe it. Because I did not believe it in this movie. It was just all right, I hate you now. Boom. You did one thing. I hate you. Spider-Man's a fraud! Come on, man. I'll tell you this. If I wrote this movie, if I was the one to put it together, I would have had it be a thing where Jamie Foxx's Electro was obsessed with Spider-Man, right? And so obsessed he's wanted to meet Spider-Man, he's wanted Spider-Man to be there, blah, blah. And Spider-Man, of course, because he's used to kind of being, having fans and stuff like that, kind of blows him off a little because he's creepy, right? Instead of, Spider-Man can be an a-hole sometimes. So I think Spider-Man should have been an a-hole to him, not just once, but repeatedly, but not on purpose, just more an incidental kind of thing. And then that drives him to hate Spider-Man. So then when he has his accident and wants to kill Spider-Man, then it's believable. It should have been a build-up thing where Spider-Man is constantly ignoring him, not where he thinks Spider-Man is his best friend and he's having fake conversations and Spider-Man baked him a fake cake. It just didn't make any sense. So I had a hard time believing it. Jimmy Foxx did a good job, but whoever wrote the movie did not pace it correctly, or the editing was not done correctly, where they maybe shot some scenes that established this, but they didn't put them in the movie to save time. Because it was a long movie, so I understand how they did that, but it just didn't feel right to me. And again, same thing with Harry. He just went from I'm dying, and I need Spider-Man's blood, and Spider-Man, give me your blood. Oh, you want to give me your blood? Because you want to, you want more time? I don't have more time, I'm dying. You had enough time to do other stuff. You're not, dying, tomorrow. If he said he needs to figure out if it's safe or not, he should have been able to do that. Also, I think Spider-Man should have said to Harry, hey, you might mutate into something weird. Let me do some tests first, and I will get you the blood. But instead, he just left. He could have just said what his intention was. That's all he had to do. Like, Gwen got it right away. I get that Harry's sick and wants, like, a quick fix. But he also, when he found out from, like, the thing that he dug into with his dad's, like, research, when he found out that the blood was, like, or the serum they created or whatever couldn't be completed without his, like, the bloodline, he should have went and said, hey, Harry, we can't do this because you need my bloodline for it to work. Or he could have tested it out. I wanted to see a scene where Peter Parker was trying to test out his blood to see if it reacted, like, negatively to other things, to see, like, what would happen. Because I thought he was actually going to try to help Harry, but he didn't, you know? And so that's another thing. They just made Spider-Man not do the thing that Spider-Man would do. Spider-Man would totally go to try to help Harry because he wanted to help his friend. I know he did. But he just didn't even do it. He ignored that entire part. He's like, all right, yeah, Harry, I can't do it. You know, it's weird. You might transform or something like it, you know, freaky. He just ignored it. He just like, all right, cool, I'm going to do other stuff now. Bye. And yeah, that bugged me too. Also, and I knew it was coming, but I didn't want it to happen. I was hoping this universe was different. You know, like this has kind of been a take on the Ultimate Universe. Gwen Stacy dying broke my heart. Like, you watch the whole thing about them, like, well, we won't, we, like, I don't want you to die, I don't want anything bad to happen to you because it's my fault, I'm Spider-Man, blah, 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 all this stuff like that, right? You see this whole exposition, and then it comes to fruition that she dies anyway. And I knew she was gonna die, because they had the Green Goblin in the movie, and that's how she dies in the comic books, but still, man, it just hurt. I had real feels. I was sitting there like, oh my god, no. Gwen! Gwen! No! You shouldn't die. You stay alive. You're better than Mary Jane because you're smart. And that's the thing, so I'll say this too, because Peter later falling in love with Mary Jane has always bugged me because I feel like Gwen Stacy was a more established, better character, and he just falls in love with the next pretty girl that shows up and not someone that's like her superior. And that always bugged me, but that's just my personal problem. Anyway, so Gwen dies, and it's just, you feel what Peter feels. Like, you feel his mourning, you feel that it just sucks, because that's the one thing you didn't want to happen. Even if she made the decision herself, it's still the one thing you didn't want to happen, and it happened anyway. And you just, it freaking sucks, man. And I was just hoping this was like an Ultimate Universe kind of deal where she doesn't die, but she dies, and it blows. And again, it gave me real emotions. I kind of teared up for a second. 1 second. 1 second. And then I teared up again, however, towards the end of the movie. The little boy has a Spider-Man mask, and he's going to face the Rhino, and you just know that Spider-Man's going to show up and be like, yo, I'm back. Because Spider-Man, after Gwen dies, takes like 5 months off and just can't be Spider-Man anymore. And I understand, I would do the same thing. But then, like, this little boy who still never lost his love for Spider-Man goes out there and faces the Rhino. And then Spider-Man helps him, like, hey, Spider-Man, I got this one. You're just like, oh, Spider-Man. I love you again. Yeah. But anyway, to wrap the whole thing up, the movie was good. It wasn't great. It wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't Spider-Man 3. There was no dance number. I'm evil, and I got an emo haircut. Ah, yeah. They didn't have that. But it just wasn't put together correctly. There was something missing from this movie, and I can't tell you what it is, but there was something missing. And I could probably say I could write a better movie, but I probably can't because I'm not a screenwriter. But I just feel like with the next one, they need to tie things together. They need to show the motivation. They need to make sure we believe the villains are evil for a real reason, not just because they had a freaking mood change all of a sudden. Because that's what it was. Like, everybody, all the villains in this movie just had random mood changes. Like, boom, boom, boom. I'm evil now. Like, that, it takes more than that to make you want to kill people. You know, if you were a person that never killed anyone before, you're just not going to all of a sudden go like, I want you all dead, you know? I mean, I think you could say that in a way, I'm going back to Jamie Foxx's Electro here, that he actually became slightly more sane, even though he was like trying to kill people, when he became Electro. Like, he became almost more normal than he was before. And that was weird to me, you know? I don't know. It's tough for me to really like reconcile. It's tough for me to put together, to be honest. But how do you feel about the movie? Let's talk about it down below. All spoiler talks, whatever you want. I'm gonna be in there like commenting back to everyone. So look for me. I want a discussion. Want a good, solid discussion. Did you like this movie? How'd you feel about it? Let's talk about it down below. Albert, use teleport.